So growing berries from bear poop. I'm launching this project called Bear to Berry, where we're actually going to be planting bear poop purposely to see what actually comes up. I was inspired to try this venture because I found a clump of ribus species, which are currants, and it was a mixed species. There were probably 3 or 4 different species that were represented in a clump that was 6 by 6 inches. And there was hundreds of seedlings in this clump, and I'm trying to figure out, well, how did so many of these seedlings end up in this gravel lot? How did so many end up in such a concentrated clump? I got to thinking, how would these species have been consolidated, and how would they have been deposited? Oh, Yogi the bear. And it turns out that's exactly what it was. And so I started doing some research online, and it turns out Rocky Mountain National Park actually did some research, and they started actually planting bear poop. And out of one pile of bear poop, they got over 1,200 seedlings. It was mainly Oregon grape and choke cherries, which are both native to that region. And so how would that translate here in the state of Alaska? Well, let's find out. So I started thinking about this. Well, how practical would it be to grow berries from bear poop here in the state of Alaska? Well, it turns out where I work, we were driving, we found 2 piles of bear poop. Just found this. I'm not gonna lie, I'm grossed out by even picking up dog poop. We'll see how it goes picking up bear poop. Oh, so, oh God, why am I doing this? So success, I actually grabbed the bear poop off the road because I have low morals. We actually managed to pick up the bear poop, which I'm a big old weenie about even picking up dog poop. So picking up bear poop was not a pleasant experience, but we picked it up. I triple bagged it because I'm not about that. It stunk enough. But examining the bear poop, it's full of berry seeds, and they're a mixed assortment of whatever the bear has been eating through the forest. And a lot of our berry species are ripe. I'm honestly anticipating a lot of devil's club, a lot of currants, a lot of watermelon berries, possibly even some Saskatoons, but we'll see. And to think about it, bears are a natural mechanism of distribution of many of these species here in the boreal biome. A lot of these berries are meant to be eaten. You look at your rubus species, which are your raspberries, they have a hard outer seed coat called an endocarp. That endocarp actually is impermeable to moisture. So the embryo is what germinates in the seed, and when it germinates, and then it produces a cotyledon, and then true leaves once it germinates. But the problem is a lot of times these seeds have evolved where they won't germinate at first. They have that hard endocarp. Water can't even get to the embryo and start the biological process, which enables them to start the germination process. But a lot of species, what we have to simulate when we're growing them from seed is called scarification. Basically, these species were meant to be eaten by bears and things like that, meant to be distributed by bears. So that hard outer seed coat is meant to protect the embryo from the digestive tract of the bear or the birds, of the rodents, whatever eats the fruit. So species like raspberries, in order for them, the evolutionary characteristic for them to be distributed was to survive the digestive tract of a bear or some sort of animal that will distribute them. And through that process, when it passes through the animal, the gastric acids of their digestive tract will actually wear on that seed coat and then get distributed. And then through cold stratification, warm stratification, whatever the requirements are for the species, then the embryo can then go through that biological process, which initiates the clock, so to speak, and then it could germinate the following spring safely in its new location, which helps distribute the new species to new locations and perpetuate the spread and the genetics of the species. So in the nursery trade, nurserymen are actually trying to propagate some of these species. They'll try to simulate this. They'll use either sandpaper, they'll use a coffee grinder, they'll use battery acid. But in nature, it literally just happens by being eaten by bears and birds. Literally have scarified these seeds for us. So now they just need the cold stratification, which will be accomplished through the fall and the spring. So the science of growing seeds from bear poop, it truly checks out. I don't know if I recommend this yet, you guys, or not, but I'm gonna make this happen. Lots of berry seeds. So Yogi's been eating lots of berries. Now that I made a really gross bear poop slurry, I'm gonna take this and I'm gonna start sprinkling it over the surface of the soil. And the bear poop may actually add as a fertilizer as well. Oh, lots of seeds in there. Oh, that's really gross, you guys. Again, questioning my morals. Second pile of bear poop, here we go. There's lots of seeds in there. It's really gross. Like, again, I'm not proud of myself, but doing my version of what nature would. Okay, round 2. Now, cover this up with soil and then mulch it and let Alaska do the rest of the work. I think it's going to work, and I think we're going to get not only an excellent representation of what the bear has been eating in the vicinity of Anchorage, Alaska, but also we'll have a lot of seedlings that we can then distribute to local growers, so more people can be growing native plants within their species, which I think that's everybody's benefit. Not only the local ecology, but these beautiful species then can be represented within our landscapes. So I'm really excited, and I'll keep you posted on how it goes.